Isn't this fantastic? Just shows you the sun is coming up much earlier in the morning now, and it is quite high above the horizon here at Djuma, a private game reserve, of course, in the world renowned Sabi Sands. Good morning, everybody. My name is Cedric, and behind the camera with me here on Wendy, we've got Rian. So thanks for joining us.
No, it's an owl. That's what it is. I thought so. It's a rose eagle owl. You see in the middle here, it might be very obscured, but I can just see the face of it. But you can see how these birds hate of a rose eagle owl. There it is, beautifully positioned, and you can hear the babblers around it. Yeah, so I said if it wasn't a cat, it would be a big owl, which, there you go, that's what it is. When go-away birds make that noise, that then you know that there's something that's not right, that there's a predator somewhere here. I'm not sure, Jordan. It might be. Jordan's asking, isn't an owl Napoli's favorite animal? Since we were talking about favorite road earlier, so it might be. I'm not sure. But I'm going to keep quiet for a little bit just because the audio is so cool with all these birds going crazy. Pretty epic to see, and amazing the camouflage, isn't it? I mean, if you drove past here and the birds weren't making noise, it would be a tricky spot, that. And it's why that owl is in there. It's obviously for it, it's like midnight right now, so it wants to go and have a good sleep. But obviously all the birds and everybody else are making it quite tricky for it to do so. Well, we've found some animals. It's not a leopard, but it's still very, very pretty. It's a whole bunch of zebras, not a whole bunch, I mean 4 zebras, coming down to have a little drink at Twin Dams. We're just arriving at the waterhole and just about to settle in for a little bit of water. Obviously, it's going to be a warm day, and these animals will know it. They will have felt the sun already, and so getting a nice bit of water is important for all of them. So we'll have lots of animals, I'm sure, going down to water today, between the impalas and the kudus and duikers and steenbok and zebras, really, coming down and having a little drink. Jordan was saying that the zebra that walked off has half a tail. It's actually not an uncommon thing in zebras. You often see it, and it can be 2 ways that they lose it. One can be from an injury inflicted by a stallion. So remember that stallion have quite serious teeth and bite a lot. So they'll often kind of take off the tips of tails. And then the other way could be from something like hyenas or lions trying to grab and anchor that animal, and then they bite through it and it causes all kinds of damage, and then they get infection, and then the tail rots off, which is obviously not very pleasant at all for the animal.
Hello, everybody. Yes.
Why are you looking embarrassed? You were just on camera.
I know. It's weird. It's like vice versa. It's like strange.
Anyway, it is strange. All right, where are you going to go from here?
I don't know. I'm going to go back towards Treehouse Dam. I'm going to try and see if I can, to see, maybe she comes out somewhere. It's one of these ones this morning. I don't know.
Angas, bro. Angas.
Yeah, Angas.
All right.
Good luck, Trist. I'm hoping that you are going to...
Okay, just stay there for 2 seconds while I just quickly take off my jersey.
Anyway, so...
Can tell a story while I just take off my jackets quickly, buddy.
Well, I did have a flat tire. I had a flat locker trying to follow up on those impalas alarm calling, and as I came out of the hyena den, I just heard shh, shh, shh.
So it's actually it's the hyenas. Shh. So it's actually it's the hyena's fault.
Yeah, but unfortunately there was no hyena. That's
the
problem.
No. So it's squarely falling on your shoulders, Cedric.
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
That's all right. We did a tire change in a minute.
I heard it was
2
longer,
minutes.
and I heard that it was not a Ferrari style tire change.
Great. We're just getting this buffalo here crossing Jejankatlan into our property, but this is the end tail of the head itself. The majority of the buffalo, they are heading straight across, maybe in a direction of Ingwe Road. We're not going to follow them behind here, but we might stand by from the other side. Maybe we might be lucky seeing them joining the Ndlovu dam, because leopard dam, because the buffalo in most cases they like to get into the water early part of the morning from 8 up to 10 is where the most of time the buffalo will head down towards the water source. Lion cubs, they will hunt them to kill them. It's really healthy. It's for nature balance out here, and they'll kill the cubs and move off. Ease on that way. And also bear in mind, these guys, they're very good swimmers. Even if it's a croc or crossing rivers, they do swim. It's through by the scent. If a female, she's in ostrich, she deposits the scent on the urine. Is how actually they do. That's the reason they have so-called flamens. It's an organ that lays in the upper layer of the cavity of the nostrils. If a buffalo urinated, that kind of a scent mark, if a buffalo smell that, they will know that a female, she's in mass. Remember, all the time, each and every scent, it holds the status of individual. It tells that which one is this one. Amongst all these buffalo, they have their own scent that it will be recognized by the individual members of the same social structure.
It looks like we have just bumped into two male elephants that's just sparring a little bit here on the road. As you can see, head held high, is busy playing. Doesn't look like any aggressive play for now, because they're not in must, so they're not really competing for anything. It's just a little bit of playtime for the morning for these two boys. That is now a typical roadblock. We will not be able to get around them, and it's more like play, like friends. But if it's a proper fight, they'll push each other, they'll use their tusks as well, and they'll try to inflict even some damage to the opponent. But they have to both be in must. But yes, it's been a little bit of a tougher morning, but it's alright. It's nice to have an ending with these beautiful, magnificent animals around you, these elephants. But yes, once again from us, thank you so much for all your comments and your questions this morning. And I'm hoping that you guys are going to stay tuned for the live at the waterhole straight after the sunrise safari. But for now, we are going to just sit here and enjoy the last few seconds with these elephants that's busy milling around close to our camp area. But yes, make sure that you're going to join us for the safari again this afternoon on our sunset safari. Maybe we are going to get some lucky leopard luck. I've got a feeling we are.